Welcome to Chill Town Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. My friends call me J-Dub. The youngsters call me OG. What's happening, fellas? What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all running tonight? Everything good? All right. All right. We got another live this week, early. Everything is good. Oh, hang on. Before we get into this, hang on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hang on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Thought that I would have already done this, but I did not. My rhymes can be the microphone blow. Running good, Cam. How you doing, brother? Not much, man. How y'all doing tonight? Not much. I get sucked into the gossip, right? And what I try not to do is I try to stick to hoops, right? That's all I want to do. Yeah, I'm still banned. Which is interesting too, man, because I'm still gaining followers. My page is still up. So I'm not completely sure what exactly is going on here. So it's not making sense. Not making sense at all. I'm trying to make sense of it. So, but yeah, I get sucked into the gossip where Kaylin, first time showing up early. Nice. Yeah, I get sucked into this gossip, man, and I try to keep it hoops. I try to keep it sports. You know, I don't really bother too much with gossip and things like that because, man, that stuff don't interest me, man. I don't care about that stuff. I care about what's currently going on in the game, schooling the youngsters, if they have any questions about the game, stuff like that. But I don't really bother too much with the gossip. I don't get involved in that. So I did request a ban appeal. Yeah, I did, and I haven't heard anything back. Nothing. Jillian, how are you? Running good tonight. Running good. But yeah, I get a lot of feedback on gossip and stuff like that. And I'm trying to understand. You know, I know when you talk live like this and I interact with people who are interested in the game, that, you know, sometimes there's going to be gossip and stuff like that. And then you're going to have people who, you know, they don't appreciate your point of view, which is nuts to me because, I mean, we talk basketball here, right? Meaning like we talking, I'm not the superintendent of schools. I'm not the chief of police or nothing like that. We talk basketball, right? So that's where it should stay at. Only except, you know, I get insulted. I get, yo, you old man, and it's incredible the stuff that I got to listen to. But I don't. It don't bother me. It don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I just think I think it's shocking, to be quite honest with you. Oh, OG, we start high school tomorrow. Hey, man, when you get to school, just know that the same people that you were in grammar school with, those are going to be the same people that you're in high school with. So don't switch up who you are. Continue to do what you're doing. And you're going to learn some new things and open yourself up to meeting new people. And high school is going to be a good time. It is. It's going to be a real good time. So I don't know if that's necessarily true, Cam, because, you know, it's I mean, we're talking basketball, right? So why would you hate the fact that why would you hate the fact that, like, if you was telling me, Cam, if you was telling me something that was fact, yo, I can't fight facts. So how can I hate you for that? This is a fact. This is not something that you're telling me that you're making up to hurt my feelings. These are the facts. This is what it is. So why would I hate you over that? I mean, this is what it is. I can't fight that. If I try to fight that, I'm a clown, right? So I try to make sense of it, but he's got to play longer. That's what Khalil Mack has to do. He's only been in the league, what, 6 years? 5 years? He's got to play longer. I think Jaylen Brown's ceiling is a perennial all-star. I think he's a multiple all-league, perennial all-league defender. I think he'll make a couple of all-NBA teams. I think he can be one of the better players of this generation. I think he's a solid 20 to 23 a game guy. And I think he could continue that. No doubt. No doubt. Continue working on your game, Bally. Because it sounds like you got the goods. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. So, sound like you got the goods. So, continue to work on your game. Continue to expand your game. And become more of a student of the game. And more than anything, and one of the things that I found out when I was in school, make sure you study. Make sure you study. So, at the end of all, 356,000 people in the world that support you, day in and day out. It's a few noodles. I'm mad you speak facts. Okay. Yeah, you might be right in that, Random. Yeah. I'm excited to watch Jason Tatum. I'm excited to watch LeBron James. I'm excited to watch Damian Lillard. I'm excited to watch the Lakers. I'm excited for the NBA season more than anything, man. I'm excited to see this kid from Houston, Green. I'm excited to see him. So definitely looking forward to him. Cunningham too. Davion Mitchell. I just don't like him. What's up, 45? How you running, brother? I just don't like him in Sacramento, man, because I want him to play somewhere where he's going to play immediately. That's what I want with him. Running good, Nicholas. How you doing, brother? Well, just last season, not the 2021 season, but the 1920 season, they was in the Eastern Conference Championship. So I don't think the Celtics are that far away. I don't. Tatum's gotten better. Brown is going to be back this year. They just re-signed Williams. I think that they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be real good. He's one of 8 guys in NBA history to average 25 a game for 10 straight seasons. Random, take it a step further than that. How about when he retired? Only 7 guys in the history of the game scored more points than him, and he wasn't on the top 50 all-time list. How about that? I thought that was nuts when I saw that. When he retired, he was not on the top 50 all-time list. I thought, what is going on in the world? To be honest with you, I don't know if I had it, Waldo. I gave it everything that I had, but turns out maybe I just didn't have it. So I took it as far as I could. Do you think Sean Taylor is or would have been a top 5 safety of all time? No, I don't think he would have been a top 5 safety of all time. I think he would have been the best safety of all time. I don't think he would have been top 5. He would have been the best. Better than Ed Reed, better than Polamalu, better than Ronnie Lott, better than all of them. Rodney Harris, better than all of them dudes. He was on his way to being the best ever. Ed Reed actually said that. He was on his way to being the best ever. I don't think anybody wanted anything to do with Sean Taylor. You saw what he did in the Pro Bowl. In the Pro Bowl, like we ain't hitting in the Pro Bowl, are we? Yeah, we are. Yeah, he did. Bird went 50, 40, 90 that year. Actually, no, 87. No, he went 50, 40, 80 that year. He went 50, 40, 90 in 87. And in 88, he did that. But that 86 season, I think he averaged 25 a game that year. He averaged 28 the next year in the 86, 87 season, and then averaged 29 the year after that. I think Ben Simmons is still. I think he's still on his way to being a Hall of Famer. Well, the week just started, Cam, so we'll see how it goes. But pretty slow motion over here, man. No, 45. Let me ask you a question. What's one of the precursors? What's one of the golden rules of hip hop being a great rapper? I am excited for the NFL season. Yeah, what's one of the? I think that's what it is, though. Random. I think he went 25. I think he went 25 in the 85, 86 season. I think he went in the 86, 87 season. He went 28, and I think in the 87, 88 season he went right under 30. I think he went 29-9. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. 45. What's one of the golden rules as a rapper? One of the all-time greats. What don't you do? I tell you what, Isaiah, and I caught a lot of heat for this, but a lot of people sleeping on the Giants. I'm not. And not sounding like others, aka biting. That's the most important thing. So biting falls in the same line with not sounding like other people and biting rhymes. So if you doing those two things, you out. Oh, I knew that because I think about the times when Jordan and who you think was chasing Jordan all them years when Jordan was the scoring champ. It was Jordan 34 a game, Dominique 31 a game, Jordan 33 a game, Dominique 29 a game. He was right there, right behind him. So absolutely. Mm-hmm. I don't know, not yet, Breezy. I mean, Joel Embiid only been in the league 5 years. We putting them after 5 years, we making them an all-time great already. No league MVPs, no defensive player of the year, no none of that stuff. Like I said, man, one of the staples of being an all-time great is longevity. I mean, Joel Embiid being one of the top 10 skilled centers of all time, I mean, he got work to do. Would you like Gangstar? I dug Gangstar. I wasn't a huge Guru fan. I thought Guru was, I don't think he was overrated, but I thought he had the benefit of a dope DJ in DJ Premier. So the fact that he didn't sound like anybody, that was dope. His rhymes wasn't pristine, but he had a dope beat maker. So, and he was an above average rapper, I thought. So that helped out tremendously for him. But I did dig Gangstar. I did. I thought they was dope. I really don't bother with social media like that, random. I wish I could say I did, but I don't, man. mean, I dig the TikTok because it's a basketball community, so I really dig that. I don't dig the nonsense that comes with it, where I got to sit out for a week or 2 weeks or some nonsense like that. But I don't really get because I don't want to get myself sucked into that nonsense. I just don't. Oh, 1 Lakers, Jay. 15-1, man. Undefeated on the road in the playoffs. An NBA record. No team in the history of the NBA did that before them. No team in the history has done that since they've done it. I'm not saying all time in terms of his career. I'm just saying as a skilled center, Embiid is. There's some centers in the 90s, a.k.a. Ewing and David Robinson. Is he more skilled than David Robinson? I mean, David Robinson had a money mid-range game. David Robinson could handle it. David Robinson was awesome on the perimeter. So, and David Robinson was a better athlete too. But that being a better athlete has nothing to do with skill. So forget that I even mentioned that. Yeah, that is fake cash money. I'm not on Instagram, so that's fake. I do like the Bulls roster. I don't know if they're going to flop. I got to see, Nicholas, what kind of defensive team that they're going to be, because I've seen who Zach LaVine is defensively. I've seen who DeMar DeRozan is defensively. So they gotta prove that they can guard, and they don't have to be elite defensively, because I doubt that they're going to be that. But they have to be better than what they are, because Lonzo has proven that he will guard. DeMar DeRozan has not proven that he'll guard. Zach LaVine has not proven that he'll guard. Those guys have not. So I think the Blazers' ceiling is the play-in tournament. I don't see them higher than a 7, and I think their floor is. I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers didn't make the playoffs. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't think it's official yet, but the word is that DeAndre Jordan will be a Laker. I think Embiid is better than Joker. I do. If he's healthy. All right, Oz. Take care, brother. Good to see you. No, I'm straight. I'm straight on. I don't really bother too much with college football. I never really did. I don't like the setup of college football. I think it's corny, man. I don't. I just want to see. To be honest with you, I mean, Joel Embiid said it. He said he got booed. So is this thing with him? Is this thing with Ben Simmons fixable? I think it is. Do I think anyone is sleeping on a current NBA team as a true contender for the finals right now? I don't know, Jillian. I'm looking at the landscape, and I think Miami is who they are. I think they'll be a top 5 team in the East. I think Philly will be a top 5 team in the East. I think Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and I think Boston's going to be a top 5 team in the East. So those are the guys. I think those are the guys those are the teams that are gonna make a lot of noise and contend for the Eastern Conference Championship. Those 5 teams. Now, Atlanta, the Knicks, Chicago, let's see. Those teams I think Atlanta's gonna. I don't know if Atlanta's gonna take a step back, but they're not going to surprise anybody. So I don't think that anybody's sleeping on them. I don't think anybody's sleeping on the Knicks because the Knicks got to get better. Julius Randle, he got to come back better. RJ Barrett, I think he's going to come back better. You already know how I feel about Chicago, what they have to do. I'm interested to see what the Raptors do because everybody, I keep, as long as I've been in this live, I keep hearing you guys talk about, the Raptors this, the Raptors that. Am I sleeping on the Raptors? Because I don't think that they're a playoff team. I don't see Siakam and Scotty Barnes, Boucher. I don't see these guys going to the playoffs. That Eastern Conference is stacked. Do I think it's over for Ben in Philly? I think we had it. The problem with Ben, man, is that he's been like here for the last 3 years. Meanwhile, Luka has gotten better. Trae Young has gotten better. Guys have gotten better. So I'm trying to make sense of what the problem. That's why I was giving Ben one more season. I wasn't ready to bail on him yet. Because I've always felt, I don't know where I get it from, but I've always felt that by year 5, this is who you are. Now, you might have some better seasons after year 5, but this is what you can expect from this guy. This is what you should see from them. That's why I was giving Ben one more season before I was going to make a decision of whether I was in or out. So I'm not sleeping on the Raptors because, see, that's what I'm saying. Because I keep hearing every time I come into this, I always hear people talking to me about the Raptors this and Scotty Barnes that and Siakam this and Van Fleet that. And I'm thinking to myself, they lost Kyle Lowry. They got a bunch of young guys. What's the allure with these guys? What's going on in Toronto that I don't know about that I should know about? Or do you just want me to talk about them? Is that what I'm missing? Just to give them some recognition so they won't be by the wayside? I'm trying to make sense of what that's why I'm surprised. I'm wondering, am I sleeping on them? I did hear about that, Lorenzo. And I heard that of the 4 teams. Well, wait a minute now. He is a 2-time. He's been in the league 4 years. He made the All-Star team twice. He made the All-League defensive team twice. So, I mean, he does have some, and he just signed an extension too. So it was obvious that Philly was invested in him. So I think the Clippers would be, Matt, if they were without Kawhi, which I think they will be without. I don't think he plays this season. I think that they'll be right around the play-in tournament, like 7-10. I think the Clippers will be there. Brady, what's up, brother? As far as Toronto, yeah, I got them around. I don't know if I got them at 11. That's a little high. I'm thinking like 12. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Toronto's a playoff team. I don't. I still think they're a ways away. I think you guys are still wrapped up in what they did 2 years ago when they won the NBA championship. That team is gone. That team ain't together no more. Valanciunas is gone. Kyle Lowry is gone. Leonard is gone. Oh, gee, you ever heard of a guy named Oscar Schmidt? Yeah, I know who Oscar Schmidt is, the Brazilian. He scored he scored the most points in the history of basketball. Oscar Schmidt was awesome. Yeah. Oscar Schmidt is absolutely that dude. And that's the problem with Ben Simmons, the improvement part. That's why I'm on the fence about giving up on him because like I said, I only got one more season with this guy, man, and then I'm out. One more. And I said this before the season started. I said I got one more season with Ben Simmons. If he shows me the same guy this season coming up that he did last season, I'm out. I'm OUT out. So Walter, what do you think Toronto is? You think that they're a play-in tournament team? Because I'm looking at the teams in the Eastern Conference, right? So I already gave you my top 5 teams, and then I said Chicago, Atlanta, and the Knicks. And then you got Toronto. I'm sorry, not Toronto. You got Charlotte. I think that they're going to be better. I think Indiana is going to be a lot better this season. Let's see. Well, Ben would basically be Draymond 2.0. That's who he would be. He's a bigger version of Draymond. I don't know why he never came to the NBA. I still to this day I don't know why Oscar Smith never came to the NBA. If you were to compare NBA players to all-time rappers, who is LeBron? Drake? Because he just no matter what, he's still around. And he's at the top of the list. He keeps belting out hits no matter what the situation is, no matter who's coming after him, no matter what the market demands, he's still belting out hits and he's still relevant. No matter what. Longevity, Jay-Z, absolutely. I'm definitely on that page because he's still here. I'm gonna pay attention, Waldo. I will. I'm gonna pay attention to Toronto. I'll make sure that I do. So if you plan on hanging around during the season, because I'm gonna be in here more during the season, and we'll definitely talk about Toronto. I got a lot of Toronto fans in here, and I didn't realize that. I really didn't. I didn't realize that Toronto was. I didn't realize I had that many Toronto fans in here. I really didn't, but that's fine. I got to start paying more attention to the Toronto Raptors, though. I haven't watched battle rap in a while. 45. I dug Murder Mook. I thought he was dope. I dug. I've seen a couple of Cassidy battles. I don't know why he has. I don't know why he turned to the battle rap, even though that might be his roots. I haven't really watched too much. Loaded Lux is dope. Yes, he is. I have seen Loaded Lux. He is dope. Yes, he is. I don't know about Nurkic, man. I think that 19 team, I think that if he hadn't gotten hurt, I think that series, I don't know if they I don't know I think the Warriors still beat them, but I don't know if they would have swept them if Nurkic would have been healthy because they were rolling before he got hurt. They were absolutely rolling. And I think that was the peak. I didn't know that. All right. That's news. Kobe. Who is Kobe? Nah, Kobe would be Nas to me because Kobe had to reinvent himself. When Kobe came in, he had the Jordan tag, and then he got into some nonsense. Add that to the fact that people were hating him, so he had to reinvent who he was. When he changed his number and he had to change his image, just like Nas did, and he was able to stick around for a lot longer. Not only was he able to stick around for a lot longer, he was still really, really good. What's my take on Sean Taylor for the Washington football team? Had he not been killed, I think he would have been the best safety ever. He was on his way to being the best safety ever. What do you mean Curry's longevity is overlooked? What gives you that idea that his longevity is overlooked? He's been in the league for 12 years. It's not like he's been nice for 12 years because he hasn't been nice for 12 years. Let's make sure we clear on that. So when you say longevity, where are we going with that, Paris? So I'm clear. I think Brandon Roy would be really good in today's game. I do like Gary Trent. I liked him in. I understood why. I understood why the Trailblazers let him go, but I did Gary Trent absolutely. I remember LeBron talking about him. LeBron was talking about being old, and he said that you old when not only you played against a player, you played against his son too. So LeBron's talking about I played against Gary Trent and his son Gary Trent Jr. I played against Kenya Martin and his son Kenya Martin Jr. He said, and LeBron said, "Man, I need to go sit my ass down somewhere." I thought that was funny. Yeah, I got Kobe at 11. I do. Kevin Durant. I think, Sean, that he's sticking around to see if Bronny will show up. I think the plan is to pass Jabal, and if he can hold on long enough for Bronny to show up, if that could happen, forget it. He's absolutely. I think he's trying to stick around for that. Did you also know that 92 Brazil, 92 in the Brazilian Dream Team, he was 34. Jay, what do you mean Kobe is the most skilled player of all time? Let me ask you a question, Jay. What do you classify as skill? When you say skilled player of all time, classify skill. Not classified, I'm sorry, define skill so I'm clear. What is skill to you? Yeah, Oscar Schmidt would have been awesome. That's what I'd like to know, Jay. Define what skill is to you. I will, Jimmy Butler. I will. Yeah, it is, John. It's going to take him because what is he in the 11th grade now? I don't think he's coming right out of high school. I think he's going to have to go to school. You said having a nice skill set, dominate on both sides of the court. Having a nice skill set. What is that skill set? When you say having a nice skill set, what is that skill set that's nice? What package is it that you're talking about? That's fact, Jake, because that's all they think. They think that because a guy can throw the ball between his legs and cross a guy up and pull up from 30 feet, that makes him the most skilled player. That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of what exactly your idea of a skill is. Yo, gee, I couldn't turn up to the last stream. What happened? What was the problem? What do you mean you couldn't turn up to it? Oh, you couldn't show up? I mean, that's fine. You here now. So that's all that's important. You here now. Well, I've talked about this before, JB. LaMelo is Jordan's guy. Jordan found his point guard for the next 10 years. He got him. And I think Lonzo is going to play 15 years. I do. I don't think LaMelo is the athlete that Lonzo is, but I think that he gives such a dynamic that Jordan can't replace that right now. Hang on for a second. Assuming Giannis has a great career, but no more ships, no more MVPs, where will he end up all time? If he plays at the level for 8 more years. If Giannis does what he's doing for 8 more seasons, we have to talk about him in the greatest power forwards of all time. Yeah, we absolutely do. Okay, shoot the ball very well. Shoot the ball good. Kobe didn't shoot the ball better than Jordan, so we'll start there. Defensively, him and Jordan were just the same. Mindset is not a skill. I don't know if mindset is a skill. I mean, having a killer mentality, is that a skill? Maybe it is. Maybe that's something that you develop. So I can get with that. But his killer was his mindset more lethal than Jordan? Was his mindset more lethal than Magic? Was his mindset more lethal than James? Was his mindset more lethal than Bird? You know, guys that he wasn't the only one who would cut your heart out. After what Jello did in the summer league, I'd be surprised if he's kept off somebody's training camp roster. Kavion, what's up, brother? Well, let's just say Cam, for the sake of argument, that mindset is a skill. Kobe was able to shoot the ball with both hands. Not too many players can say that they could do that. You do know that Bird put 47 on the Portland Trailblazers and he shot left-handed the entire game because he was bored. I just want to put that out there. Would you say Roy Jones would have been the first 15-05 if he wasn't for the accidental? I don't know, man. I mean, Roy Jones was super nice with them hands. I do think Isaiah Thomas is going to get on with a crew. I do think that. What happened to Roy Jones? Because I mean, there was a time when pound for pound he was the best fighter in the world, and it wasn't close. It wasn't a question. I watched him drop Sugar Shane Mosley. I watched him drop a bunch of guys. What's up, Lennox? Why do you think he's history, Act? Well, I've talked about this before, Ty Gang. Kyrie Irving is too unstable for me. And if my leader is unstable, my unit is unstable. And I can't count on you. So I would have to say Allen Iverson before I say Kyrie Irving. Absolutely. I don't know if hated is the word, Wardo, more than it's misunderstood. I think Lonzo is a solid defender. I don't think he's elite. I think he can be an all-league defender at some point, but I think he's a solid defender. Still. Yo, we got Twitch on we do the podcast live on Twitch on Tuesday and Fridays. That might have been it. I can get with that logic. He just got old, and that's fair. Mm-hmm. That's definitely fair, John. Yes, it is. What could Giannis do to dethrone Timmy as the best power forward ever? Nothing. I am still in TikTok jail, sir. Yes. No, Nicholas, I don't watch any UFC. And OG, do you remember your first game? Don't when you was younger? Yeah, I was in the 10th grade. We were playing against a team from New York. I was in the 10th grade, and I ended up getting an open court dunk. And I almost fell over because I was so surprised that I did it. But back to UFC, Nicholas. I mean, I got a lot of buddies who dig UFC. I'm just not I wish I could say I was a fan. I'm just not, man. When I see the UFC, it just I can't. It just seems to me like a controlled street fight. That's what it is. A street fight with rules. Now, there's definitely skill to it. You know, armbar takedowns and things like that. But I just can't get into UFC, man. Yeah, I mean, apparently a comment that I had from 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, I had a comment and it was taken down. Somebody was somebody was reporting my videos too. Like I had a video that was reported. Um, I don't know, man. I really don't. Dwayne Wade, I think, is a better overall player than James Harden. And I think Dwayne Wade is an overall better player than Allen Iverson. No, I ain't saying that, random. No. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying, because I'm trying to make sense of it. I can't get into the UFC, man. It ain't like boxing. Boxing, I appreciate the skill set, the footwork, the technique, the defense. I appreciate that stuff. With UFC, it just looks like a street fight that's controlled with rules. Never been to Jamaica, Mr. Carr. Never. Well, Carmelo Anthony went, let's see, from 2000, he went 10 years where he was 26 a game. Allen went 7 years where he was almost 29 a game. So, Hove. Shot makers, worst shot makers, James Harden and Kobe Bryant. I don't know about that, my man. I don't know if they're the worst, but Keys, he was really good, man. If his feet, his body started to fail him, That was the problem, and his feet couldn't hold up because Yao was really skilled. Yao had a really good mid-range. He could put the ball on the floor. He was a really good passer. Yao was awesome. Yao was strong. Yao wasn't no pushover. Yao was really good. So, yeah, I'm. It's not that like I said, it's not that I don't appreciate stuff like the UFC and stuff like that. It's not that I don't appreciate it. Boxing is my thing. I grew up watching boxing. My uncle turned me on to box. He had me in front of the TV watching Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Holmes and guys like that, and teaching me footwork and defense and slipping jabs. And I just thought that was. And I was never a fighter, but I always dug the sport and what it took to be pristine at it. Well, I can't answer that, Mason, because I don't know him. I never sat down and talked to Kanye, so I don't know him. I will tell you this, he's very misunderstood. And, losing his mother really affected him. It's obvious that it affected him. He did, Cam. That was my man, yo. That was my dude. Thomas, I don't want to hear it. Go to school, man. I'm not listening to your nonsense. Go to school, man. I got school tomorrow. Yeah, you do. You had the whole summer off. Now, Jillian, I'm not even gonna get started with that. All him and Stephen A do is yell at each other. That's it. There's no logic to what they're talking about. It's nothing. All it is what are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, I'm not getting involved in that. Nope, absolutely not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Good, 86. Running good, man. That's all it is, man. That's all they doing. It's just screaming at each other. Is J. Cole top 5 all time? Yep, I'm out on First Take. I'm out. When Michael Irvin is on, I'm out. First of all, he got that Second Baptist Church suit on that's on 38 in Lexington with the pinstripes. Then he got that afro that looked like it was pasted on. I'm good on Michael Irvin, yo. I'm straight. You're not gonna suck me into Michael Irvin. I'm good on Michael Irvin. My favorite boxer, Lorenzo, is Lennox Lewis. He was my guy. I dug Lennox. Huge Lennox Lewis fan. He might be, man. He might just be that. The thing about Max was Max said stuff that the majority of the people, he said stuff for shock value. It was more like, yo, he really said that? What? Even though it's complete and utter nonsense. It was more of, I can't believe he just said that. There's no way he just said that Kawhi Leonard is more clutch than Kobe Bryant. What? You really did just say that? No way. No way. I'll peek my head in every once in a while with college football, but I don't bother with it too much. I'm more of a pro football. I'm more of a pro sports guy. No, Tony Parker is not a top 5 point guard all time. Let me ask you this question, KT. Do you think he's a top 5 point guard all time? No, I don't know if I'd be a great replacement for those guys. Yeah. Well, that's what I think you can make a case for Tony Parker being a top 10 point guard. You can make a case for him, but him being a top 5 point guard all time, no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Excuse me for a second, guys. Yo. Which is fine, KT. I mean, that's absolutely fine that you bias toward him. I dug Tony Parker. There was a stretch where Tony Parker led the league in points in the paint. He was one of the better point guards in the game for a long time. Now, I don't really get into, I don't really bother too much with the, this guy benefited from this guy's system. And the reason why I can't get into that logic is because, every team has a system. Like, when Jordan played, the triangle was the system. When Bryant played with Shaq, the triangle was the system. And Kobe got better when he was in the triangle. As good as he wasn't nearly as good when he wasn't in the triangle. That's interesting, Michael, because there wasn't social media around, so it wasn't all the stuff that we heard about Jordan, and there was no cameras following him around, and he wasn't nearly as accessible back then as guys are today. That's why I have a really hard time believing that he would survive in today's NBA, considering what kind of guy he was and how private he was. I think that he'd have a really tough time today because he was everywhere, but he was everywhere, and it was a controlled environment where, you saw Jordan when he wanted you to see him. It's not like today where, these guys are accessible everywhere because everybody has a camera. So there is no hiding. If Jordan wanted to go to the movies, he could go to the movies and you wouldn't know it. So it was completely different back then. Way different. I met Dwayne Wade in Cleveland. Yeah, it was Cleveland. That picture was in Cleveland, and I met him in the hotel lobby, and I asked him for a picture, and that was that. And he gave me one. Well, if that's true, Beej, if that's true, then if Tony Parker was replaceable, have they replaced him since he retired? Have they had anybody who has been just as good as him? Dalton right now, 86. Fields will be coming, and I don't have a problem with Fields sitting behind Dalton. And we so in a rush for these guys to get on the field when in reality we don't want to. More young quarterbacks are screwed up more than they are developed. Okay, first of all, random, nope, you're not getting off the hook with that one because Isaiah was not washed. You know why he wasn't washed? He made the All-Star team the next season. That's number one. Number two, Joe Dumars, not only did he make the All-Star team that next season, he was All NBA. So that team wasn't washed. Isaiah Thomas was 29 years old. Joe Dumars was 26 years old. They were not washed. They were not. Now, they had some miles on them. I will say that, because that was the 87. That was the 5th straight year that they were in the Eastern Conference Championship. I will give you that, but they weren't washed. Nah, it was just the Bulls' time. Well, it's interesting, Jalen, because he wasn't washed, though, man. Nah. Made the All-Star team the next season. Now, he said that, I think he missed 35 games that year. He had wrist surgery. No, not 35. I take that back. He missed like almost 50 games that season. And that's why he was the way he was that season. Now, they ended up losing to the Knicks the next year, but I don't know if he was washed, yo. Now, we were talking about Cam Newton. The problem that I have, and I think I've mentioned this in the past, guys, that when you're in a competition, I can't give you an edge on me by not being around. I'm in a competition with you. So the last thing I can do is give you an edge by not being there. So with Mac Jones and Cam Newton competing, Mac Jones already was in the same system at Alabama. They run the same system that they do in New England. So he comes to the Patriots, and he's actually picking it up faster than what they thought. Excuse me. He's actually picking it up faster than what they thought. So now he's moving closer to the front of the line. Cam is still the guy at this point, but there actually is a competition now. So, thank you. So with that being said, with me being in a competition, I have to be here every day. And I can't risk not being around because I might lose my job. And that's exactly what happened. Thank you. I don't think that the 91-92 season, if I'm not mistaken, Stockton was on the 91-92 All-NBA team. I think Tim Hardaway was on the All-NBA team that year. And I don't think Isaiah Thomas made the All-NBA team that year. I know he made the All-Star team. I do know that. Yes, you do. That's why Mac Jones was picking it up. That's why he went closer to the front of the line. It wasn't just because he was a first-round pick. No, it was the same system. No, Jillian, I don't have any pets, even though I'm a huge dog lover. But it was the same system, and he was picking it up really quick. He was picking it up really quickly. So he started picking this up quickly, and now they're looking at Mac Jones more of a potential starter next season, because they're not looking at him like, all right, he's going to play now. No, we got Cam. Cam's our guy right now. Cam's already been in the system for a year. So he's going to be the guy right now. But Mac Jones is going to be our guy in the future, only except Mac Jones was actually picking this up a lot faster than what they thought. He looked good in the pocket. He was commanding the huddle. He was moving the football. Well, wait a minute, man. This guy is a lot better than what we thought he was. Well, add that to the fact that Cam wasn't vaccinated, which, to each his own. But what we can't have is can you imagine the Patriots we're in the middle of the season and they 5-2. And now Cam got to sit for a week or 2 weeks because, the protocol being unvaccinated and you coming down with the COVID, you out for 10 days. So that's 2 weeks, right? So that's 2 weeks that he got to sit. Man, we can't risk that. We're a first place team at 5-2 in the division, and now he got to sit for 2 weeks again, just like he did last season. Veteran, take it light. I know it's late over there. I'm gonna leave you to it. Good to see you, brother. He had to wait until Bird got old. Started winning as well. Now that's another issue that I have, random, because that 88 season when they beat the Celtics, you do know that Bird averaged 30 a game that year. He went 30-9. So he wasn't old. He went 50, 40, 90 that year. What is Minnesota giving up to get Ben Simmons? What would they have to give up? What do you mean the 91 season? Because they had gotten past Boston in 80. They got past Boston in 88. Because you said you had to wait. He had to wait. Maybe I misunderstood you. He had to wait for Bird to get old. Because they had gotten past him in 88. So Bird was still in his prime in 88. Yo, I heard about it, Petro. And what exactly is the story that Toronto was turned off by Kawhi? What does that mean? What are you trying to say? That he wasn't exactly, I don't know, he wasn't exactly Toronto material? I mean, what are we talking about here with this guy? Thank you, Cam. I appreciate you, brother. Are you asking me today who am I taking, Jimmy Buckets or Devin Booker? I think Jimmy Butler's a better overall player. Magic. I think Bird is a better player than Kevin Durant. He damn sure gonna try, Dre. I will tell you that. I personally don't think that, even though I'm not betting against James, I think that he's done winning rings, but I wouldn't be surprised if he won more. I wouldn't be surprised. Before they won it last season, when they won in 20, I did think that he had one more in him. When they won it in 20, I was like, I was convinced that that was the one more that I thought that they had. But I personally think that's it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he won it again. Excuse me for 1 second. Pardon. I'm sorry. I don't think KD is better than Bird. I do not think that. D'Angelo Russell, Beasley, Pat Bev, and a couple of ones for Ben Simmons. So what does Kevin Durant do better than Bird? I think Kevin Durant's a better athlete than Bird. I will tell you. I will give you that. No, I don't think Kevin Durant is more skilled than Bird. Absolutely not. Bird is a better rebounder than Kevin Durant. Bird is more efficient than Kevin Durant. Bird is a better defender than Kevin Durant. Bird is a better passer than Kevin Durant. Bird is a better playmaker than Kevin Durant. So No, Jillian, I don't think that they will. Mm-mm. And the reason why I feel that way is because I know who Kevin Durant is. I know who Kyrie Irving is, and I know who James Harden is. And James Harden, as time has gone on, when he gets deeper into the playoffs, he's shown me who he is. And that has not discontinued. He's either going to break down or his game is going to suffer. One of those two things. So, hold on. Let me see if I get this right. OG, the Pistons. The Celtics faced the Pistons in 91 in the semifinals, and they beat them in 6 because of a Washburn and then advanced. Okay. Where Isaiah went 8 and in 91 against Boston, and Bird averaged 13. Definitely on his way out. Bird only played one more season after that. Okay, that's correct. Which is why I'm saying Jordan had to wait. Jordan had to wait till guys that always beat him left their primes to start winning. I'm not holding it against him, though. All right, that's fair. KD is unguardable. Let me ask you a question, Air. Who is guardable? What all-time great scorer is guardable? That's what I'd like to know. Like, is Jordan guardable? Was Bryant guardable? Was Tracy McGrady guardable? How about Carmelo Anthony? Was he guardable? Alex English, was he guardable? How about Jabbar? Was he guardable? How about Wilt Chamberlain? Was he guardable? Do you see anybody slowing LeBron James down? I mean, we talk about being unguardable. Bird is guardable? Really? You are aware that Bird had a 4-year stretch where he went 50, 40, and 89, and he averaged, 28 a game? Bird is not guardable. Nobody is slowing Bird down. Nobody. He's too smart for that. And it was proven. Who said anything about Bill Russell? Bill Russell wasn't a scorer. Well, that's interesting, Jillian, because I'm thinking about, like Atlanta. I think that I'm going to see, first and foremost, Milwaukee is at the top of the list for me. I've always felt like if you're the champ, until the champ is bounced, they the champs again. So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised to see another surprise team in the Eastern Conference Championship and in the Western Conference Championship. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Rodman did not give Bird fits. No, he did not. The bad boys tried to jump Bird. That's what they tried to do. Melo was so inefficient, and so was Kobe. I think that's going to happen, Jillian. Let me ask you a question. Let's rewind the clock back. Today is September the 6th, 2021. What if I told you September 6th in 2020, the Atlanta Hawks are going to be in the Eastern Conference Championship. And they're going to be Trae Young getting hurt away from having a legit shot at going to the finals. What would you have said to me? And be honest with me. If I told you that Phoenix is going to the NBA Finals, what would you have said to me? I do not think that the Jazz are a fluke. I don't. Jillian, you probably would have you would have been like, yo, this dude don't know what he's talking about. You would have shut the computer off, man. Get this dude out of here. He don't know what he's talking about. Right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we had another the thing about Atlanta is that they're not sneaking up on anybody. Neither is New York. I think Boston is going to be back. I do think that they're going to be back. I think Miami's going to be in the middle of it. They were the second seed in the West, Joe. Now, let me ask you this question. How about the year before that? I mean, they had gotten Chris Paul, but the year before that, how'd they do? So this is a team that didn't make the playoffs the year before, and I'm trying to sell you that, yo, don't be surprised if the Phoenix Suns is in the NBA Finals. Are you buying that? Kobe did not finish with shooting 50% for his career. No, he did not, Jay. That's not true. In fact, not only is it not true, Kobe Bryant didn't shoot 50% one time in his career. Not once. Going good, Ethan. Going good. Well, we all know that, Random. He didn't be, and take it a step further than that. Like the 1-9 thing. He needed Scottie Pippen to become who he was. He needed that. Otherwise, we would just be talking about Jordan as just being a bad mother, you know what, right? He needed Scottie Pippen. He needed Horace Grant. He needed these guys to develop into the guys that they were. Otherwise, it just wouldn't have worked. Eric, there's no way you believe that Melo gave nobody nightmares. There's no way you believe that. No way. Because he absolutely did. He absolutely gave people nightmares. Sure he did. You the one brought up being efficient. I didn't bring that up. You brought that up. I dig Baker Mayfield. I mean, a lot of people give Baker Mayfield a lot of flack, but he's developing into a really good quarterback. Now, the fact that he was picked number one overall, they expect him to be Patrick Mahomes. They expect him to be an elite quarterback. I don't know if he's that good, but I think he's good for what Cleveland is doing. I don't like the dynamic between him and ODB. That's not working. Something's going on there that just isn't correct. But him and Landry fit. That's working with him and Landry. And that backfield that they got with him and Nick Chubb, he makes Baker Mayfield's job so much less difficult. So I dig. That's what I was trying to make sense of when they picked Scotty Barnes. What's the plan with OG? With Anobi? What's the plan? I didn't get it. Jay, I absolutely disagree with you. I don't think Kobe Bryant is a top 10 player all time. And it is debatable. Yes, it is debatable. Yeah. My favorite position is the two guard because I played the two guard. That Rockets team, that Pistons team got a lot of work to do. You think Brown's scared of Melo? I don't know about that. So that's your list is Jordan, Braun, Jabbar, Magic, Timmy, Bird, Kareem, Shaq. That's my list. Only except I got it a little bit different than yours, but that is my list. Wait a minute. Bron. Hold on, go back. You got Jordan, Bron, Kareem, Magic, Timmy, Bird, Kareem, Shaq, Bill, and Wilt. We missing somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I got, so you got Jordan, James, Jabbar, Magic, Duncan, Bird. You got Jabbar twice. I knew something was wrong, Airwick. Yeah, you got Jabbar twice. I knew something was wrong. I got Lajuan in my top 10. Yes, I do. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I do too, Eric. Yes, sir. When Hakeem retired, he retired in the top 10 all time in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. These how many players in the history of the NBA could say that they did that. And he did it at the 5 spot. I just want to put that out there. One more time for the people in the cheap seats. When Olajuwon retired, he retired in the top 10 in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. These are how many guys when they retired say that they did that. He's the only one. What's up, Rollins? How you doing, brother? Why is Kobe Bryant, in your opinion, famous? Why is Kobe Bryant ahead of Bill Russell? In terms of a career, I'm not talking about being a player. In terms of a career, why is Kobe Bryant ahead of Russell? Why though? That's what I'm asking you, KT. What about why is Kobe Bryant, in terms of his career, ahead of Bill Russell? I think Cleveland's going to be a lot better this season. The Browns, I do. I think they're going to be a lot better. I don't think the Rams are going to be as good as everybody think they are. I've never really been sold on Matt Stafford. Never really. Hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because when you talk about, top 10 all time, I'm going off your career. Actually, it does, Jimmy. It actually does tell the story. It absolutely does. So you want to get rid of legacies and you just want to go up. Now, I will tell you this. In my opinion, Kobe Bryant is a top 10 talent. I will say that. I can't deny that. No way. And I will not deny that. No. He is a top 10. He is a top 10 talent. No doubt about it. Hmm. Kobe is not. I definitely disagree with that. Kobe is the most skilled player of all time. No, he is not. I don't think so. Not in my opinion. I completely disagree with that. Mm-mm. And Jimmy, I could counter that argument that Kobe Bryant got 5 rings, and 3 of those 5 rings, he played with the most dominant force, arguably in NBA history. Name players more skilled than Kobe. All right, Jordan was more skilled than Kobe. LeBron James is more skilled than Kobe. Bird was more skilled than Kobe. That's just to name a few. Magic was more skilled than Kobe. So that's just the name. That's just on the offensive end. I thought that the triangle was incredible. The problem is that it's dated. But when the triangle was around, I think the triangle offense was one of the best offenses that I've ever seen because there were so many possibilities, and it wasn't something that you had to think a lot because all it was just action off the ball. The ball's moving, people are moving. It's essentially like the motion offense. So why was MJ overrated, Dre? What made MJ overrated? He did prove that he didn't need Shaq with those 2 other rings, but he did have Pau Gasol, who was an All NBA performer. Pau Gasol wasn't no scrub. Pau Gasol was a top 15 player in the NBA when he had him. Oh, absolutely. So you see, yeah. I mean, well, the reason why is because, hey, Jeremy, how you doing, brother? And the reason why is because what we are is we're prisoners of the moment. So you see Luka doing what Luka was doing, so automatically the question is this dude an all-time great? Like, wait a minute, man. He just got here. Luka hasn't been out of the first round of the playoffs. So let's hold the phone on who Luka is in terms of an all-time great. Let's hold up on that. What is required to win an NBA championship in today's league? Let's see. You need elite perimeter players. I think you need elite perimeter players. I think you need an elite rebounder and defender. You need an elite scorer. I think you need a great leader. It's going to take 10, 11 guys to do it. Like 7 or 8 guys, that's not enough. That's just to name a couple of things. My rookie of the year actually would be Mitchell. It would be Davion Mitchell, but he's in Sacramento. And I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play as much as I'd like for him to play. That's fair, KT. I ain't going to fight you on that. Because and again, the pushback that I get from a lot of people, which is not really what I'm understanding, is it's not like I got Kobe at like 17 or 18. He's 11. He's right outside the top 10 for me. Right outside of it. My top 10 is James, Jordan, Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Magic, Bird, Duncan, Lajuan, Diesel. That's my top 10. See, that's what I'm saying, Davion. That's what I'm saying, Hoop. So, I mean, what's the plan with Fox and Halliburton? What do you guys plan on doing with them two? Because Davion's one of those guys where you look at him and think he needs to be on the floor. He needs to be playing. Well, the conventional big man is over. You know, the guy like Jabbar who goes right to the block and primarily plays on the box, Shaq. You know, that guy is over. But the big man is still viable. And the reason why is because he creates so many mismatches. You know, if you got a 6'10, 6'11 guy like Joker, who's as skilled as he is offensively, you create a lot of matchup problems. So he is necessary. It's just that the conventional big fella, Shaq, Jabbar, Ewing, David Robinson, you know, the guy who Moses Malone, the guy who played primarily on the box, like that guy's gone. Yes, Halliburton cannot play the three. He ain't big enough to play the three. I mean, Jason Tatum is 6'9". Halliburton can't deal with him. And that's just in the Eastern Conference. I'm not talking about the guys in the Western Conference. That Bagley pick. Well, we're seeing that now, Michael. You know, guys like Trey Young and Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell. You know, those guys are still relevant, but you know, you got the bigger guard, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, but you know, you got bigger guards in Luka and guys who handle the ball on the perimeter, Ben Simmons. So we're definitely going to see more of that. No doubt. Yeah, if you trade in Fox, you better get back something significant. Otherwise, you fired. You already screwed up the Bagley pick, and now you're gonna move Fox. That's 25 a game. Thanks, Cam. Right, Joe. Cage 6'8". So I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see more bigger guards. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Halliburton absolutely can be an elite defender. Yes, he can. And I think Dave. When I watch Davion Mitchell, he reminds me. He looks like Joe Dumars. That's who he looks like to me. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I think the average height in the NBA today is 6'7". When Bill Russell played, it was 6'5". So it's not that much bigger. Mm-hmm. Hang on for a second. Yep. So they did get him for a reason, though. I don't know if they got him for trade bait. I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, they got him for something. Well, Donovan Mitchell is coming up on a time where he almost is who he is. What is this, year 5 we going in with Mitchell? Yeah, I give him one more season where, all right, this is who he is. You know, Luka's in what, year 4 we going into with Luka? So, you know, Luka is still improving. We don't know exactly who Luka is. He's got some improving to do. Donovan Mitchell, we right around, all right, this is who this guy is. Excuse me. So, yeah, absolutely. All righty, guys. It's that time of night. I'm going to get with you guys later on in the week. It was always good to talk to you. It's great seeing you guys. So, you know, we'll keep this thing going, man. I'll hang around for as long as y'all want me to hang around. So when y'all tell me to beat it, then I'm going to beat it. But I'll hang around for as long as y'all want me to hang around. So are you going to do a live stream on? Yes, I plan on doing that. I plan on getting on Wednesday. I do plan on getting on Wednesday. I can't tell you exactly if I am going to, but I plan on getting on Wednesday before Thursday night's football game. But yeah, that's what's going on, man. So like I said, I'm gonna hang around for as long as y'all want me to. So again, guys, take it light, but take it. I don't know when I'm at a TikTok jail. I'm gonna find out. I will find out. So take it light, guys.